It's a cracked piece of old plywood with some ratty tarp hanging on it," the snake said. "Well, you know what they say, right? One man's castle and all that." "So, are you going to? Evict or whatever?" Gomez took another slug from the bottle. "I ain't going nowhere. I got no plans of evicting in the near or distant future." "What if they arrest you and put you in prison, or wherever they put crazy people? What then?" "You're a real ray of sunshine, you know that?" "What are friends for?" "I said, I ain't going nowhere." "Well, I am. It's getting late." "I ain't keeping you." "Couldn't if you tried, buddy." Another flick, and the king slid off into the brush. Gomez offered a lazy wave. "Adios, then." He dozed into the afternoon. Let the shadows grow. The dozing helped him forget about the notice. And the rocks. The rocks came at 10 minutes after 3, right on schedule. Not big rocks. They couldn't throw big rocks all the way down from the road, but big enough to hurt if one connected. And one did. A light flashed in his skull. He put his hand to his forehead. Blood oozed through his fingers and dripped into his eye. Normally, he'd have crawled into the plywood and tarp shack that served as home at the sound of the last school bell. But the sun and booze. Too late now. Thankfully, the other rocks pelted into the pine trees around his camp, then stopped. Adolescent laughter rang through the trees and moved on up the road. "You missed, you little freaks," Gomez shouted toward the sound. More laughter. "Try coming down here sometime, how about?" Gomez touched his forehead again and winced. "You missed." The daily ritual. He could picture it. Get out of school, shell the wino with rocks, then head home to homework, supper, family, and normal. To the snakeless life on the other side of the glass. "You're bleeding." The voice made Gomez jump. Then again, he was jumpy these days, mostly because the rattlesnake had a way of sneaking up on a guy. Not the rattlesnake this time, though. A kid. Hard to tell his age. Maybe 13? Whatever that gawky, pimple-faced age was. Yeah, 13 sounded about right. He wore heavy work boots, jeans, and a faded Brad Paisley concert tee. Feathery-looking brown hair, unevenly cropped, stuck out from his head at a dozen different angles. The kid blinked his owl eyes at him from behind thick, plastic-framed glasses. "You're bleeding." "You already said that." "From the rocks." Gomez considered. "Anyone ever tell you you have a keen sense of the obvious?" The owl eyes blinked again. "No, not really, I don't think." "You know what that means? A keen sense of the obvious?" "I'm not stupid. It means I'm good at recognizing what's right in front of my face." "Are you the guy who talks to snakes?" Gomez paused. "That depends." "On what?" "On if I'm in a talking mood. Sometimes I just listen." "Who are you? One of the rock throwers?" "No, that's Travis Gart." "Travis Gart throws a lot of rocks for one person." The kid shrugged, his shoulders bony beneath his tee. "He has followers. It comes down to the same thing. They wouldn't do it if he didn't." "And you're not a follower?" "No." "What are you then?" "They say you're a drunk. Are you?" Gomez scratched his chin stubble. "I imagine. At least drinking's what I mostly do." "Are you drunk right now?" He took inventory. "Hard to tell. Most likely. What's your name?" A second of hesitation. "Bones." "Bones? What kind of name is that?" "It's what people call me. You got a problem with it?" "What does your mom call you? She call you Bones?" The kid shrugged again. "She don't call me nothing." "What do they say to you, the snakes?" "All kinds of things. They're very unpredictable animals, and fairly good conversationalists." Bones stood and turned his face to the sun, closing his eyes. He stayed that way for a long moment, then spoke, eyes still closed. "They're kicking you out. Did you know that?" "The snakes?" "No, the city."